Hello, everyone. Good evening once again. And as for today, we are going to talk about verbs and its conjugation. We have been talking about them for quite a while now, and I want us to discuss about it into details. Yeah. So today we are going to cover a few topics under the verb in German. So by the end of the lesson, you should be able to know what's a verb, the function of a verb, the structure of the verb, and some types of verbs, basic types, which are two. And I think I've talked about them before, but I didn't go into details. So I'll also talk about them in the coming videos. Yeah, but for this lesson, we are just going to discuss the basic meanings of regular and irregular, then the rest. Okay, so without wasting much time, we're going to talk about verbs in German. Was sind Verben? Okay, it means what are verbs? And we know that verbs describe the action of a sentence. Okay, without a verb, a sentence can be incomplete. Something like this example. Okay, I play football. Ich spiele Fußball. This sentence is complete because there's a verb and there's a subject and there's an action, a doing of the subject. This verb means to play. Okay, the verb describes the action of the sentence, of whatever is going on in the sentence. All right, so without a subject, the action is irrelevant, because if you say play football, what is play football? Play football is an incomplete sentence. Alright, so if you want this sentence to be complete, there has to be a subject or an object, but we are not talking about subjects and objects here. We are just doing the nominative, where we are concentrating on only the subject doing the verb. There's no object taking the verb action. Alright, it's just the subject. What I say, the American say, you can nominative, a subject and verb in kwana and answer. One subject a verb to us, one subject to say, I play football, I go to school, I eat a lot, I eat jollof rice, I eat banku, I'm traveling to Accra. These are nominative sentences because it's only one subject and a verb. Okay, because we already know and I've talked about it in the other lessons. Into we know, can person me say verb na a sentence no. And then a share the also with the subject, but in German, we say now in sentence, which sentence now it's always conjugated, because our verb way, the verb spielen, a infinitive verb, say to play, but when to make say I to play football. Okay, what is I to play football? We share sentence we ma. Irrelevant. Nyansen biani. Inti, open sentence we relevant. You have to conjugate it according to the subject. That's what conjugation means. We conjugate sentence. You look at the subject first. then no watch a verb no. But mathematics, conjugation then. Conjugation is all about subject and the verb, subject and the verb, subject and the verb. You see, in most cases, no, the subject is turned into a pronoun because I. Send a kind in first lesson. No, all your conjugation now. Find subject in a pronoun. You see, when you know this. Now one sentence in my pronoun or first person and second person and third person. I've described this first person so we pronouns in our I think lesson 9 or so. So once I know I share pronouns or more stages and categories. Okay. Into conjugation then. So once I say I find say or describe or subjects in a pronoun form. So if I say you have a dog, your dog eats Gary. Okay, and this is how conjugate dog now. If I say dog near eight dog the pronoun 8 dog, unless you want to describe it in a male and a female form, but in general 8 into 8 8 fall under third person pronoun 8 into Osha 8 the conjugation here then I don't have the conjugation here, so I don't want to go there right now. Okay, but I'll call lesson 10 or 9. I'll be before you do the conjugation, consider the subject first. Then you come to the verb. Verb in the verb in our conjugation work. Until they consider subjects. So when you subjects, once you sign them and I say that every day you make mistakes and you won't understand verb conjugation. Okay. Until send them a kind, consider the subjects, then you later come to the verb. Okay. Then you have to know the infinitive form of your verb. Infinitive never sure. They are verb in the H way to play. Alright, to play. To play ni say to ne wahano and a map verb near infinitive. Also en wa say no. My notes in a way what's now on our video say. Analyzing the verb learning no is in the infinitive form, which means learning way is in the infinitive form, which means to learn. Okay, yeah, I think it's to learn. Into to learn, emphasis a sentence way. Which mark I say, I like to learn English. And no, I like to learn here. Present continuous. I want something like present. I like learning Deutsch. I learn Deutsch in the evening. Okay, into with this present tense approach na me use want to mean say H learning football wrong. Yes sir, it's not conjugated. But I'm verb we learn is in the infinitive form. Inti wo de mame nchire me nchiro wo hwe ahana ya chemi mienu. If you want to learn conjugation, let me explain it in this form for you. Okay, if you are kind the first 10 months I say inti we ni shortcut be am. Okay, to make you understand verb conjugation and what it all means about. Pragmatism. Inti ahano Osha, ya chemi mienu, how you blue or how you red. Into blue side in here, the stem of the verb. In German, you can the stem, verb stem, and our verb stem. Verb stem. What's the matter? Verb stem. Okay. Aha. Into BBC, who side here we are. Then you realize this verb is the infinitive because it always ends with en and as n on. Okay. See, mature has each infinitive form of a verb has a verb stem. Okay, which also has an ending in en or n. Okay, so in whose way, in a very easy amount to recognize the form of the verb. Say, maybe to play, to eat. What is the way now? Say, we conjugation I won't break because conjugation from lesson 1. Verbs in here, they are all in the infinitive form. Until your conjugation, the person I'm can be check en if you are, check en. Then you come back to the rules, the conjugation table. I want to be ish, do, s, v, z, and then the pronoun z. Okay. Into the one to say the way I say conjugation be the amount. Into send I'm kind the first way, start the lesson. Conjugation, I consider the subject. Then you come to the verb. Into over verb, I've explained to you, say the verb will be in the infinitive form. That will be in your head. Infinitive form, I'm on trauma. If you have a letter, verb be, you want to use a certain verb to write your essay or a letter. So you create the verb in your head using the infinitive form. If you have to say, I'm going to play football on Sunday, or letter any man essay. Oh, into sano play Now what is our verb work to trim? Spelling into I. You are going to use I in that essay. Into I fast way no about conjugation. What be say? I so verb in the conjugation for I near then. What about table name? Oh. Into over table name no what be say? So verb spelling Em say comment. What I say? Over I now, we check en if it's spelling in now the in show. Sorry, the same thing applies here. Is spell football. Okay, and this is what it means. In Chaseni Niani say, Oshe conjugation the verb will be in the infinitive form. Okay, it can either be given as a question or you have to create it in your head. If you are going to apply it in a sentence, speaking sentence or writing essay or whatever, you have to create the verb in your head as the infinitive form. Until we are no assignment, I'll be breaking it down so that it will fit the sentence that you want to create. Sentence now will show about the third person. The verb now be used, you have to make sure say verb, you conjugate it according to that third person. The conjugation, once I did in the lesson 1 and I think lesson 8 and 9, so that you people will be familiar with it. Okay, and see, but to sad way now, you don't have to panic. Say, I didn't say any sir. Into what shall I say now? Conjugation in Yano, a bit in a verb stem, so conjugation in ya bit in a ha. You be chowing in you with en in the end, and they will be chattering. Mostly linear in a verb stem, so so the answer there were examples way heißen, sprechen, kommen, wohnen, hören, machen. What shall I say? Conjugation in ya depends on blue in a mamaki one. Mostly in blue. Unless a verb near irregular, I want to have done it. I want conjugation, a bit done was as verb stem, But for regular verbs, we the instant in do ho inti person me kyerɛ me say saa yɛ normal conjugation yɛ yɛ ni nyinaa no. So wo hwɛ blue side way no mostly aha no ensesa, it doesn't change. So mo kaya and for example we nye we share some verbs where verb stem ever stand still, it doesn't change. It be jina fa but we share ending we training the we check ending ni na en we training ni. Then you come to the pronoun. Aha na edwuma no wo en ending the encafe we training ni agua. Then you come here, then you fight for your life. It's not me this shortcut we shall say, say we be the amawa. Put this in your head. Ideal ways. I need a E, D need a ST. So third person for way, they need T. Then these are the plurals. Plural. So top three way, plural ni guasiano. So W need any EN, I need any T, and that's how we need EN. Even so last one on the panel. If you are conjugating it for the regular verbs, you don't have to worry because you check still it takes the form of the infinitive into Musaki, It's a word sharp conjugation, you have to worry from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know answer how. For regular verbs, you don't have to worry for this one. You have to only worry for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I know if you pay, Masumeshi. Osha Prana Sa W so sa and sa. It's another key, no. So Osha, just worry for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you leave these two. Because the same thing, it doesn't change. These plurals don't change. Alright. So what the one person will confuse then you conjugate them according to how you see it. Embra. You don't have to think about it. Say I didn't know forget it. Because conjugation is an you can't change it over to but irregular verbs because you can't apply this rule. Okay, but I'm so that we do irregular verbs and one for break. What I say? For regular verbs, these blue symbols, blue side, verb stem. These sides are called verb stem. Verb stem there. Before the ending en or n. Verb stem. Into me note say the best way to remember the verb is to remember the infinitive form. Okay. However, when making a sentence, you have to conjugate the verb. You can't leave the infinitive form inside your sentence. It's wrong. You can't say is spelling football. I to play football. That be wrong. Inti what the answer? Embra the real conjugation. Okay. Inti examples back. Mienu. Na mayewa. Is coming out China. But we German in English in American. We German. Is coming out China. And the second one here, kommt here out Japan. Japan. English American said Japan, but we Japan. Ja. But me treat alphabet so that you people understand. But if you know, this is how it sounds in German. Okay, in Sewosha, each sentence has the same verb. This verb, kommen, saa verb we eno examples na me dey share ho no nti wo sha nhwe se be ya so wo sha so wo sha obi hu say ish no common is conjugated and ear and also comes. Okay, this idea where they say you can't form sentences. If you don't know conjugation, forget about forming sentences. And fact, the person may on top because if people have watched the video, so won't share so I'm go and watch it again so that you understand what we are doing here. Into Osha, the verb is the same. Into way no key na my mind say you have to know the infinitive form of this verb, which is common. If you know common, conjugation na one be simple amount. Into ano unim common na fast way. Now the conjugation na be shisha no I fast. So one kind table where use the shortcut. ID ways, fast way now they are show. I will go with him. Okay. Nti wo sha na subject no. Say na me kind in I think the 3rd minute no. The conjugation depends on the subject. Untimi mfa comes and be she ish. Waiting. And I untimi mfa ish ne conjugation nso me sha ha. Waiting. So that's what note tin in here no ncha say na machire no. Okay. And I say so the verb conjugation is very simple. You first take the verb stem, which is in the blue. Then you simply add the ending of the conjugation, which is sa, e, st, t, en, t, en. These are the endings. So won't say endings in the shortcut so I say e, st, t, en, t, en. So we have to know this. Who say conjugation anything back say now. So obey conjugation okay. Send am din kan you need to consider the person pronoun. The person in this case is the pronoun. Okay, so we have first person pronoun, second person pronoun, third person pronoun. And you have to know say pronoun a singular and I say a plural. But I want to say for sure lesson 9. I talked about all what I'm saying here, My count lesson 9. In this case, every verb is conjugated according to the personal pronoun. Nti me can say ebi a sentence no enye pronoun sentence ebi a obidi kwame kojo ama esi say eba ne sa you don't have to panic eba ne sa ne pe just convert that subject kofi ama kwame no ana dog okama ni din no convert it into pronoun nti aha na obehu say sorry Anna will say, Yao Kano. Category being a folly, first, second, third, no. Where does your pronoun fall under? In Tehano, I don't want to explain much. We shall lesson 9, I may explain the first, second, third, nina. And to say, oh, come about Kwame Kofi Asia. They will fall under the third person. Okay, the SES. But if you are talking about yourself, okay, I wanna say about you. You know, if it's yourself, over folly, first person. But if it's about and I say, we know be in common, face to face. It's nipane. The person you are talking to is the second person, and you are the first person. Semene did it in common, and I Ebenezer didn't command. I am the first person, Ebenezer is the second person. And the third person, Ubi a on me, and now Ubi a didn't walk on son. Send a in lesson 9. Okay, nti sɛ meka sɛ Kwame is stubborn. Many Ebenezer din komo na mabo Kwame din a, Kwame will fall under the third person, and Ebenezer will fall under the second person, and I will fall under the first person. One will key, as simple as this. Nti no, if you know this, you know first, second, third, then you just come to your conjugation. Na obedwen verb no. Say verb na verb ben na ye dey sentence no. Verb no. Kwame is stubborn. Okay. And no complete. The verb. Kwame is going home. And Kwame stole my bike. And Kwame is a thief. Kwame beats up boys. Oh, no. Verb in a sharp way. No share infinitive form. No. Now there are two trim. It's infinitive form in a one conjugation. So verb no. It's not in the infinitive. We have to know this. Infinitive in say en and not n and a 12 verb. So, oh, it's our verbs and they are cheap. They will basic. Sorry, they are grouped into two basic types, which are regular and irregular verbs. Okay, and in German, regular verbs are called regular, mazige, Verben, and Verben. It's a word in the Somalia, and I'm a kind. We are regular, mazige. Sa b ni s ena ni me nse rego mesige verben nti we mpo ye word o regular ni say rego mesige ena irregular ni say on rego mesige. Okay, nti verbs na kitani na no sa expression, heißen, kommen, wohnen, hören, machen. So verbs they fall under either of the two types now I say. But what I say, you see, regular verbs in German, research this is what it means. Regular verbs are also known as weak verbs, which are called schwache Verben. Schwache Verben. Because W is V in German. Oka schwa waiting. Schwache Verben. Regular verbs are called weak verbs because the stem of the verb doesn't change. Stem, blue never say machemu. Then the stem of the verb. They come before the ending of the verb of the infinitive verb, which is n or en. But in our examples, en it was so. Into regular verbs, you don't have to worry. With your conjugation and yet because you only think about the ending. The stem doesn't change. The blue side, blue never say a bit jina farm. Into ending in a bit say verb way, a comma, subject way. Into conjugation in the conjugation depends on the subject of the sentence. Okay, without the subject, you can't conjugate the verb. Because you conjugate why now conjugate why a subject, why a play verb. Okay, so we should note now. My end say you keep the stem of the verb. For the regular verb, they are weak. They are weak because the stem doesn't change. A key, but you find two with three. Only irregular verbs change the stem. You keep the verb and then you add the corresponding conjugation ending, which is either of sawe ESTTEN. Sanema we ending. These are the endings. So you only keep side, you will be keep. This side is the stem, and this side, the red side in the ending. Okay. Into which example we are verb we are learning. I just say to learn, learning to learn. Into we infinitive form here to learn. Yes, sentence we do learns. Do near second person pronoun, and yes, essentially a singular. Okay, it's also the conjugation learns, and you don't have to challenge it because that's how the rule is. It's also dino st ucha en if you are st nebeba. Okay, I don't want to talk plain because machechemo. So you add the corresponding conjugation ending according to the subject in the sentence. It's what shall do now st nebeba because the pronoun do has the verb conjugation ending st. Check reference. Reference in lesson 1. So one say lesson 1, please. And then irregular verbs. I had a problem. And you find strong verbs. In German, you can starke Verben. Anyway, regular verbs are schwache Verben. They are weak because the stem will not change. Only the ending will change. But irregular, it changes stem, it's not change the ending. Into I had an issue. And I don't have any shortcuts for irregular verbs. The only thing you can do right now is say, to share more examples of regular and irregular. Of course, I'll do more examples and then more by kakra. The examples kakra be shame down. But I say also here will research so that you know say this one is regular and this one is irregular. Alright. I'll do more research and find out if you can know from the onset who verb we are with me will be found say regular and irregular. Okay, but for now I don't have any shortcuts for irregular verbs. It's a way conjugation if you don't know say irregular part there, I'm sure will be it. To say regular no waiting. It's what shall I say now expression. So expression it say expression which say to speak. This boy is going to speak about his family's funeral. An example be I make creative. Into this boy, Maka said this boy will fall under third person because me didn't work on concern. Unjina minima needing on me. So this boy in American and on me. Or you will be only baby I make me didn't work on concern. So we fall under third person, which is the AZS, he, she, it. In the example when you come the do na share so that you know why I was talking about irregular verbs in the stem na blue side where then the ending to change. Into when there's no shortcut. For example, we are do sprecht. But we need do sprecht. And I don't know any shortcut for this one. It's a explanation within the one say for this irregular verb the stem will change and then the ending too will change. But the ending changing, is the same as the ID ways na ending, ends some ending over apply ID ways. But stem ne best son. Stem ne de so you know say if this one is irregular, you know what to change here. but say who ni ma obetro ne saa say regular na wo the end na the show. Yes, also waiting. Say what your letter you be wrong. Maybe I will can. You waiting the one half found. But Nina say we have to do more research. Okay. The ending is the same as the regular. The only thing that changes is the stem. The regular the fala stem the same. No I will show ID with ending now they are the same. But irregular more than examples that come in any. Yeah, we shall say now regular. Regular massive verb. Unregular massive verb. Regular and irregular. But you require a vocabulary which natural noting. Residual, sorry, regular massive. Regular massive. Just a regular. Unregular massive. Just a irregular. And a verbs. In German, you have Verben, and Verben. Verbs just Verben in German. So this is even vocabulary. Which means there are two. Maybe I'll be shall be. So regular. Which means shall be. Which means there is sentence simple. Regular in German, you regular mesige. There's a two more. Irregular, which is unregular mesige. Okay. See, examples of regular verbs here: heißen, wohnen, machen, spielen, studieren, arbeiten. These ones we have made them. I think Makeke do previous videos in them. And an irregular examples need be new. Apart from expression, there was saying. Examples need be schlafen, essen, sehen. We can say make about. I think was it about greetings and numbers? We can say sa s way better than z in German because it comes before a vowel. Okay. I don't want to explain that. Question numbers from 0 to 20. I explained it. It's way zihen, and yes, see, and yes, and yes. Okay. In a way, nehmen, treffen, fahren. It's way in infinitive form. It's fun to be trimmed now. I'll do a video on the conjugation for these verbs. I'll do a full conjugation video. Regular and irregular verbs, very 50. So that you know the difference. Because very people are that. We can say regular, but say irregular. And then irregular verbs, stem ne dane. I say, but there are some irregular verbs where the stem doesn't change. It's measure verbs in measure should be very 50-50. My conjugation up to say. So that you know, okay, because any easy in summary, the verb describes the sentence, okay, which is the subject doing the action. And so I say, the structure of the sentence depends on the verb. It's without a verb, the structure of the sentence is bogus, unless you are just talking about something irregular. It doesn't make sense. And then we see for every verb it has the infinitive form, which is made of the verb stem and the ending. Say BBC, heißen, wohnen. Verb stem near we about before the ending en or n, but we need now ending en, okay. Then number 4 say while using a verb in a sentence, it has to be conjugated according to the subject. Makasa what the sa fancy conjugation way. What the the conjugation we say do with sentence no be bogus. Okay, and there are two basic types of verbs in German: regular and irregular, where each verb is conjugated differently according to the rules. It's a rule. So rules you can't change you. Okay, and then for irregular verbs, the verb stem remains unchanged, but for regular verbs, the verb stem remains the same, hence but for irregular verbs, verb stem will be changed, but a bit change. Okay, but example say yes here. Osha tackle way na verb stem necessary. Then what do end the number twice here? It's irregular verbs in the bima but verb endings in the same and for both regular and irregular. Say endings.